Hey everyone, and thanks for jumping back into the cryptoverse. Today we're going to talk about Bitcoin and the 20-day moving average. So if you guys like the content, please subscribe to the channel, give the video a thumbs up, and also check out the Telegram channel, which you can find a link to in the description below. Now, normally you probably did a double take when I said 20-day. We almost always talk about the 20-week moving average on this channel. I contend that the 20-day moving average is not that significant. We've had about 2 videos on it, I think, in the past. We always talk about how it doesn't carry that much significance. The only reason we talk briefly about it is because it can be an interesting level to watch when we're very bullish. Okay, so let me show you what I mean. So when Bitcoin's very bullish and we hold it as support, the 20-day, we can often get a nice bounce in the short term to the upside, right? This one was another 15% move. We had one back over here. If you look back in May of 2020, we came down to the 20-day and we had a nice bounce off of it, another 15% move. Here was another one above it, 13% move. If you continue going back, when we're able to hold it as support, we tend to immediately have a bounce back up. Now, the opposite is not necessarily true. Just because we don't hold it as support does not mean that we're ultimately going to trend macro down, right? It doesn't mean we're going to start going down indefinitely. It just means that that will be an area to watch. So let me show you what I mean. When there's different types of market conditions where we can get into a reaccumulation phase. So if we get into a reaccumulation phase, then natural volatility will cause us to fluctuate around the 20-day moving average, right? And so I think this can be useful in trying to help identify a reaccumulation phase, or what we might consider to be a theoretical reaccumulation phase. If we see the natural volatility of Bitcoin causing the price to go above and below the 20-day moving average. In this scenario, it essentially means that, in my opinion, of course, there could be situations where it could be a distribution phase, but because of the phase of the market cycle, back over here, we called it a reaccumulation phase. Now, when we're bullish and we hold it as support, we tend to get an immediate bounce up. We see that here, we see it here, we see it here. When we break below it, again, it does not mean we have to trend below it continuously. If we can get back above it in the short term, then that would help build the evidence that we are in a reaccumulation zone. Okay, if it would help build the evidence of it. But with that said, if we ultimately hold it as resistance and cannot get back above it, say in the next 2 or 3 weeks, then that would not be a good thing in terms of the short-term price movement. And it's not rocket science, right? It's just simply, if you think about what the 20-day moving average is, it's just the average price over the last 20 days. So if we go 3 weeks and we're not able to get above it, then that means the price has to be trending down because it's taking the average of the last 20 days. Therefore, for the only way for us to stay below it would be for us to continue just moving down and kind of staying one step ahead or one step below where that moving average is. So in order to make the case that we're in a theoretical reaccumulation range, we would need to get back above the 20-day moving average in the next couple weeks or so, right? Preferably the next week, definitely the next couple weeks. We would want to see ourselves get above it and maybe oscillate around it, right? This would help us identify a potential surge of altcoins, right? If we can establish that Bitcoin is in fact in a theoretical reaccumulation phase. And I think it would be helpful to identify this if we're able to get back above the 20-day moving average and then maybe just kind of go above and below it, right? Natural volatility will take the price above and below the 20-day moving average. So that's one of the things I'm going to be looking for. In a situation where we are about to dump, you can see that instead of being able to get back above it, right, we broke it here. We came back up to it, held it as resistance, shot down. Came back up to it, held it as resistance, shot down. So these are situations where if we're unable to get back above this level within the next few weeks, this retest was approximately 5 days later. We had another retest here But this one, as we know, only took place 7 days later. So this one took place 7 days later. We got back above it. It was a good thing, back into accumulation mode. This one, we could not get back above it. We got rejected, came back down, tested it 12 days later, got rejected again, and then got shot down pretty quickly, right? Just straight down. So again, I don't want to pretend like the 20-day moving average is that important. I don't think it's that important. However, just understanding what the 20-day moving average is, the average price of Bitcoin over 20 days, if we're unable to get above it in the next, say, 2 weeks or so, then it might signify, it might indicate that we could be heading back down to the 20-week moving average at, in terms of maintaining or testing the integrity of the bull market. Or we could, come down, maybe to 16K and then go sideways at that level. We've seen that type of price movement before too, where we surge and then we come back down to, to reality, but we don't see like a massive dump, like a completely massive dump. However, I would contend that the 20-week moving average, in the event that we're unable to get back above the 20-day moving average, in say the next two weeks or so, the 20-day moving average will be something that we will want to keep, or the 20-week moving average will be something we want to keep an eye on. So keep an eye on it, see if we can get back above it. If we can't, then it probably signifies that we're going to see continued price depreciation. If we can get back above it and we see the price go sideways and we see the moving average oscillate around the price, then that could signify a reaccumulation zone for Bitcoin, indicating that Bitcoin volatility has cooled off and could pave the way for altcoins to move. If you guys like the content, please subscribe to the channel. Let's get to 70,000 subscribers. Give the video a thumbs up. Also check out the sale in the description below for the premium list. We'll have it going on for about 2 more days. If you want to get in at the lower prices and secure that, you get access to the risk dashboard, the premium alerts, Telegram channel, the Telegram chat room, the premium videos, the premium reports, and the trading view indicators. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Don't put too much importance on the 20-day moving average, but just add it to your toolbox to help navigate these markets. Thanks for tuning in, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.